What's going on, people? I am back. Took a small break from podcasting for a little while. Had to get some hosting issues straight, and then trying to constantly come up with content that's like even remotely interesting that y'all will want to hear me talk about. It can become very involved and very tedious. But anyway, I am back. I appreciate everyone that has stuck by my content from the beginning when I started on Spotify. I still post on Spotify, but now I've kind of migrated over to YouTube, and I'll be posting those socials at the end. But thank you. I appreciate you. So since I've been gone, a lot has been going on. I think I haven't done a podcast in a few months, actually. Like I said, I had to get my podcast hosting situation cleared up. Shout out to Podbean. Listen, if you want to start out with something simple, if you're starting out doing your podcasting thing, or if you're like me, it's just a hobby, right? Because this is just a hobby for me. If it comes to a point where at some point I can get monetized and start making something out of it more than what it is, and cool, I'm all for it. But for right now, for me, it's more of a hobby, a way to express the things that I see and want to talk about. But if you're looking to get into the podcast world, Podbean is definitely a very, very good hosting website. You can get it for free. Most of your tools you can get. All you have to do is sign up, and you can just start recording, and you can do it for free. I personally pay for extra editing options, so I can make my podcast what it is, right? So if you're looking to get into the podcast world, check out Podbean. Podbean should be, it's a good way to go. It's a good way to start until you get comfortable in how you want to present your podcast. Anyway, let's dive into it. It is Titty Tuesday. Y'all know I was going to throw that in there. It's Titty Tuesday. Shout out to all of my heavy-chested ladies. Without you, the world just would not go round. Which is actually crazy, because I used to consider myself a person who loved really bottom-heavy ladies or bottom-heavy women, but now I think I've transitioned over to an overall body type, because anybody that follows me on my socials know that I don't do skinny chicks. I don't do nothing under a size 16. Size 14 if you're thick. But if you're wearing a 14, you gotta be, you gotta have something going on. Because I like my women fluffy, and I like my women round. It just is what it is. I've been a BBW full figure woman lover for as long as I can remember. As long as I can get an erection, it's been all about the BBWs, baby. All about BBWs. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about some stuff that's been going on, man. This is really going to be an off the top of the head type of episode, because I really don't have anything planned out or anything wrote out. So I just decided to just hop on and, get some content going, get some content flowing, maybe some things that have just come across my head as I speak, and hopefully I can at least halfway sound interesting, So what's been having y'all going? Well, here's one thing that has happened since I've been back. The Meg Thee Stallion Klay Thompson thing, that was wild. That caused a hell of a lot of division. between men and women. And I really don't have a dog in that fight. I'm just gonna jump out there and say that. I don't have a dog in that fight. But I will say this, okay? I think both were equally kind of at fault for the way that situation ended. I think the number one thing that people should have learned from that relationship is keep your relationship private. Keep folks do not broadcast everything you do over the internet, especially when you are in a spotlight. Especially when you're in a spotlight where people can ridicule you and people can barbecue you over something you said, something you did, how you handled the situation. I think that's the most important lesson that we've learned from this. She claims that Clay cheated. Now, I have seen no evidence of this. So it's really her word against his. Okay? Right? It's really her word. If somebody have seen concrete evidence of Clay cheating, I would love to see it. And the chick that she accused Clay of messing around with came right out and said, hey, this ain't me. I didn't touch the nigga. Me and Clay had nothing going on. And of course, Clay, being the G he has not said anything. Which, here's the thing. If you haven't done anything, there's no point in validating anything that you haven't done. I'm not going to defend myself against something that I haven't done. You can believe what you want to believe. You know, it's three sides to a story. Two people got a side, you got the truth. And that's the bottom line of that. So, of course, Meg is going to jump out there, oh, yeah, Clay did this and Clay did that, and Clay ain't said a fucking word. But on the flip side of that, you not saying anything, can you kind of back yourself in the corner, kind of painting yourself in a different light. When you're in a spotlight like that, Clay, come on, dude, you are 3-time NBA champion, 4-time NBA champion. You got a net worth for almost $300 million, and you're in the spotlight. So you kind of got pulled into that spotlight with you dating Meg Thee Stallion. Okay, everybody knows the persona Meg Thee Stallion puts out there. Now, whether she is like that with her significant other is here nor there. This is what you put out there. You knew what you was getting when you started dating Meg Thee Stallion. Okay, you knew it ain't like you was dating Anita Baker. It ain't like you was dating like Ashante Moore or something like that. It's not like you're dating a really reserved woman. You already know she was already out there when you got with her. Okay, so you know what you was getting, so you can't complain about what you purchased after you purchased it, if that makes any sense. You can't complain about what you got after you got it, and you knew what you was getting when you got it. So you really can't complain about that, you know. And the thing about it is, they said he love bombed her and all this and all that, and I kind of agree with that. I think that he was a little manipulative in the way he handled their situation, and the way he handled the way they were with each other, buying a boats, buying a house, and all this and all that. Now, I was one of those that was kind of skeptical when I first heard about them being a couple, but I was kind of hoping that would work out because she really seemed like she was happy. For the first time, she really seemed, and I thought she was going to switch gears and go into the Sierra mode. That, you know, how she kind of flipped when Sierra got with Russell versus with Future. I thought that was going to be that type of thing, but it didn't work. It didn't, you know, it didn't pan out. So, hey, I can't say nothing else about it. You know, shout out to both of them. Hope both of them, hope both of them get their shit together. Let's put it like that. You know, she wilded out now. She don't give a fuck. I don't think that next nigga is gonna have a chance with Meg. I think Meg pretty much, at least for a little while, I think she's pretty much done with all of the love shit. I think she's going back to her whole phase, whether she's a hoe or not. That's what she puts out there. Now, we can agree to disagree, but that just is what it is. That's because when I see Meg Thee Stallion, I don't see a wife. When I see Meg Thee Stallion, I don't even see a girlfriend. Okay? All she doing is shaking, twerking ass all over the internet, and she got the WAP. So when I see Meg Thee Stallion, I'm thinking about, all you think about when you see her is fucking. That's it. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. You shouldn't be like that. But most niggas don't look at Meg Thee Stallion like, yeah, I'll wipe that up. No, it ain't too many niggas. It ain't too many high value, quote unquote, niggas that's just gonna say I'll wipe that up. Because if that was the case, she'd have been wiped. Because she's ran through a multiple load of dicks to get to where she is now. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna jump on that bandwagon because I think that's kind of tacky to do that. So we're moving on. All right, we're moving on. So I came across this also for all you gamers out there, right? Who have been waiting on the Steam Machine to come out, right? They finally dropped the price of the Steam Machine. Have y'all seen this? All right, so for people that don't know, the Steam Machine is a part of the Steam Deck ecosystem. Steam Deck is just basically a service where you pay for games and you play games, you download games on your PC, and also the Steam Deck itself is a handheld device that you download games to and all this and all that. So the Steam Deck I forgot the name of the service. Steam is the name of the service. So Steam decided to come out with their own console, PC hybrid console, right? So they've come out with it, and people have been anticipating it, like myself, because I had just made up in my mind I was going to buy one. I don't give a shit how much it costs until the price came out. Until the price came out. So, now, let me explain to you, what's going on. So, the Steam Deck is basically a PC. I'm not Steam Deck, Steam Machine. The Steam Machine is basically a PC. It's a small PC that plays games, not a full PC. So they dropped the price for a Steam Machine that has 512 gigs, right? They want right at a shade under $1,100. Okay, now if you got to understand, people in the gaming world is like, okay, it's 512 gigs. If you have an Xbox or a PlayStation, you can't download that many games, so you're gonna need more storage, right? So the 2 terabyte Steam Machine is a shade on $1,400. $1,400. Now, mind you, for what I understand, that is without a controller. So, the prices here is 512 gigs for 1128 with a controller, and 2 terabytes with a controller. That's one controller. It's 1428. That's one controller. And then on top of that, their controllers are $78. So let me just throw that out there. So if you want a Steam Machine with 2 controllers, that's $1,500. That is diabolical. Somebody in their marketing department needs their ass whooped, because there is no way. I was thinking somewhere around $800. Now I would have paid $850, maybe even $9 for one. But the prices they're dropping for this particular unit is insane, considering it has not been tested on the market yet. That is insane. Not for $1,100, not for a startup unit over 1,100 yards on $1,100. Not for a startup unit. Not for a standalone. Because you could build, for $1,500, you can build you a nice ass PC that probably run way better than what they're offering. So I don't know about that one. That one is, and I consider myself an avid gamer. I have an Xbox and a PS5. I haven't I haven't moved over to PC yet. And people are like, well, you need to get a PC. You need to get a PC. Like, I'm not a PC player, but I'll never say no. So I might be looking into getting me a PC. I was going to, instead of getting a PC, I was going to get the Steam machine, but not for $1,500. I'm not. No. I mean, I can afford it. That's not the problem. The problem is that worth it for an untested unit, an untested machine, just to throw $1,500 out there like that? Because once you get it, you're not gonna be able to get rid of it. So you're kind of fucking stuck with it once you buy it. So I don't know, on some untested technology, I don't know. That seems a little much for me. Anyway, let's keep moving on. So another thing that's been having y'all in a chokehold over the past, month or so? This Netflix show called The Polygamist. So, alright, so let me dive into that. So everybody has been talking about this show, and everybody has been it's been a hot topic of conversation for the past few weeks. And me personally, I think I got to episode 8. I couldn't deal with I understand it's an overseas film. It's a South African film, I believe. I couldn't deal with the mouth voice thing. It looks like a fucking a karate movie when their mouth is moving and they're not matching the words that come out of their mouth. I am sorry. I get triggered when I see that. Even though I do like old kung fu movies, that right there is like, okay, I'm looking at the actor's mouth moving, but they're saying something completely different, and it's triggering me. I'm sorry. Like I said, I got to episode 8, and I was kind of done. I was kind of, okay. I can't really offer a really valid opinion on this show, because I haven't gone all the way through it. Like I said, I only went through about 8 episodes. And from what I saw and from what I gather, what this nigga is doing is not polygamy. All he doing is running around fucking bitches. That's it. That man is just going around town laying pipe. That's it. I mean, polygamy, everybody know everybody, everybody's involved, and everybody's happy about it. That is polygamy. What he doing is just fucking cheating. And they act like they can't do shit about it. That's basically. And here's the thing. And I don't consider myself. I consider myself a 7 when it comes to looks. I'll go 7. All right. They let this nigga that look like Sam Cassell just run dick all over town. And my thing is like, y'all let this nigga fuck everything. If he wanted, he fucking it. And that is wild. Okay, so I'm gonna switch gears for a minute. Do y'all remember the dude, I think it was last year. Yeah, I remember the African dude that took the internet or Twitter or X now by storm because he was married, but he was fucking like a lot of women and put it on film. That's what that reminds me of. Even the two dudes look alike. I want y'all to think about it. The dude in the polygamist and that guy that was slinging dick all over town on Twitter and stuff like that, and he put the videos out there. I knew it had to be like 10 women. It had to be like 10 women. I want y'all to think about it. They look alike. Just really think about it. I think I have the picture of that dude. I can't think of it. I have saw the videos, and yeah, he was laying pipe to some very voluptuous women. But anyway, that is here nor there. In the polygamous, shout out to old boy when he bit big girl over and lift that dress up. Boy, he was wearing her ass out. He was backshotting her ass so hard, her earring came out. Don't worry, I've watched that scene probably 10 times, and I'm not ashamed about it. But anyway, polygamous. Shout out to all of you that was able to make it all the way through it. I couldn't do it. Like I said, it was the voice thing that was very triggering for me, and I just could not do it. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Again, back to the gaming community. GTA is supposed to drop. For all of you that don't know what the hell I'm talking about, that is Grand Theft Auto. We have been waiting on this new Grand Theft Auto for what? 4 years? 4 or 5 years? We have been waiting on this GTA for 5 years, and they keep pushing it back. All right, a couple of days ago, they dropped that GTA could possibly be 300 gigabytes. Think about that. 300 gigs. They're talking GTA is going to be 300 gigs. Now, for a lot of people that are huge GTA fans, that's not a problem. All right. If you're the average gamer, though, and you're not a hardcore gamer, you probably don't even have the space for that. Think about it. That's 300 gigs. 300 gigabytes of game. You know, that's not including exclusive content. Excuse me. That is not including downloaded content, add-ons, nothing like that. That is base game. 300 gigs. That's a lot. Hell, Call of Duty on my Xbox is 149 gigs. Luckily, I have a 2 terabyte SSD card in my Xbox, you know, where I can support it. But 300 gigs is wild. I wonder what kind of frame rate that game is going to be pushing, because if it's pushing more than 60 frame rates a second, yeah. You're going to need that new Xbox to play that game. Yeah, but 300 gigs, that's a lot. And I think that was talking about GTA being close to $149. Now, that is a lot for a game. Now, hear me out. Gaming is a hobby for me as well. Okay, I am an avid gamer. And paying $150 for a game, you know, I would do it because I'm a gamer. The average person is not going to pay $149 for a game. Your average consumer is not going to pay $149 for a game. So I don't really know what market they're targeting, because I mean, what made GTA so popular was everybody had access to it, and you had so many different avenues in which to play the game that it made it so popular that everybody can come together, even cross-platforming. You can come together and everybody can play the game. All right, so let's think about it. The average parent ain't gonna buy their 13-year-old $150 game. It's just not going to happen. So I really don't know what audience they're targeting in that game, because it seems to be a little expensive, and I'm really looking forward to all the exclusive content and all the people that, you know, build their own servers and basically build their own GTA world that you have to pay to get into. I am looking forward to that. I would like to get into the one that what's that cat's name? What's that rapper's name? Not T-Pain, but what's that boy? The T Grizzly. T Grizzly has his own server that you have to pay for to get in, and they play GTA in that particular, in his built model of the game. It's really cool. Really cool. They really be cutting the fuck up in there. It'd be fun as fuck. If you get a chance, look out there on T Grizzly's YouTube page, and you'll see a lot of the content he has on his GTA, and I think they're using GTA 5. So they're using GTA 5 on his platform, and like I said, he makes it look really, really cool. It really cool. It might be even something that I would get into, but I don't know if I'd have the time because I work so much. I don't think I would have the time for that. But it does look really cool, and I really respect the fact that he put it out there like that. But anyway, that's all I got for this Tuesday. And again, I would like to remind everyone, it's Titty Tuesday again. Shout out to all my Triple D cups and up. And I said Triple D, because normally I don't even give you Triple D's some love when it comes to be heavy chested, because I don't consider Triple D's heavy chested. But I'm gonna show y'all some love to Triple D's. Now, you Double D ladies, listen, this ain't no shade, okay? This ain't no shade, but get your titty game up, okay? But yeah, that's all I got right now. And so yeah, this is just all I got for right now on this Titty Tuesday. But all titties matter. But I will be trying to be a little more current and a little bit more involved, especially now that I'm trying to push this YouTube page. So expect more content coming out more frequently. All right. So with that being said, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Everyone have a great start to your week. Peace.